from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
A pleasant evening and a warm welcome to the National News broadcast on Rupavahini. I'm Dharanjali Ananda. Joining me is Chaita Minipurarachi. And these are the top stories which have made headlines for tonight. The minister in charge says there is no truth in the statements regarding a 10-hour power cut. The budget of 2023 allocates 10 billion rupees to conduct elections. Inflation goes down in the month of November. Sattasa reduces prices of 5 consumer items. Permission granted for transportation of beef and mutton. The president says the government is ready to strengthen industrialists. Heavy damage is caused in California due to a strong earthquake. Now for those and other stories in detail. Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara says there will neither be a power cut nor a close down of power plants after the 31st of this month.
The minister at a media briefing has made these remarks in response to a statement made by the president of the Ceylon Electricity Board Engineers Association. Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said that the coal will be imported in time. The minister also said that they have a responsibility to bring into the country 38 shipments of coal as soon as possible. The minister has also pointed out that first of all, he has to say that the statement of Engineering Association was false. He added that the association had falsely projected that the Norachole power station would become dysfunctional in the first week of January due to the shortage of coal. It has also instilled a false impression to the minds of general public regarding a subsequent 10-hour power cut. Minister Kanchana Wijesekara further said that according to their plans, the plant should be closed down due to the maintenance work, but it will not be terminated at once. He also said that legal actions may be taken against serious false statements of the president of the Engineers Association. The coal company says there are enough stocks of coal for power generation till the 2nd of January next year.
කවර අක්‍රිය කරන්න කිසි ලෙසකින් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. එහෙම අවශ්‍යතාවයක් ඇති වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. නමුත් එන්ජිනේරු සංගමේ සභාපතිවරයා හැටියට ඒ කරපු බරපතල අසත්‍ය ප්‍රකාශයට එරෙහිව අමාත්‍යාංශය හැටියට විශේෂයෙන්ම මම ඊයේ සාමාන්‍ය අධිකාරිවරයාටත් උපදෙස් දුන්නා. අමාත්‍යාංශ ලේකම්වරයාටත් උපදෙස් දුන්නා. නීතිපතිවරයාගේ පවා උපදෙස් අරගෙන ඔවුන්ට විරුද්ධව කටයුතු කරන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම විනයානුකූල සහ නීත්‍යානුකූල පියවර ගන්න කියන එක. මේ දැනට තියෙන ගාස්තු ක්‍රමවේදය තුලින් විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලයට එකතු වෙන්නේ රුපියල් බිලියන 30ක් 32ක් පමණයි මාසෙකට එකතු වෙන්නේ. ඒතර ගල් අඟුරු මිලදී.
Now, Sri Lanka's inflation has gone down in the month of November this year in comparison to the figure of the month of October. The Department of Census and Statistics point out that inflation has decreased to 65% last month from 70.6% in October. In comparison to the figures of October, the annual inflation in food category has gone down to 69.8% in November of this year. In the month of October, the figure was recorded as 80.9%. The annual inflation on the non-food category has also been reduced to 60.4% in comparison to the corresponding figure of 61.3% reported in October of this year. The Department of Census and Statistics also says that the Consumer Price Index in the month of November has also recorded a downturn to 256.3 from the October figure of 256.9.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says the government has focused its attention to establish a new commercial high court which will have exclusive jurisdiction on the matters pertaining to the Colombo port city. The president has also stated that the high courts will have new roles to play with the introduction of the new laws such as on environment, climatic change and women empowerment. Colombo High Court Lawyers Association organized an event to mark its 25th anniversary on Monday. The event was held under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe.
By the time I entered Parliament, the Court of Aziz was still there. Once we passed the 78 Constitution, I remember the proposals that were made, and especially to establish the High Court. So there was a big debate among us, who were lawyers in Parliament. Why do you want the High Court when you can have the courts of Aziz? And it was pointed out the Court of Appeal came before the Supreme Court, and these courts must go lower than the hierarchy, below the Court of. So the High Courts came in, and I must say our doubts were wrong, because the High Court have turned to be a very lively place. And it's really got expanded. Remember, after we brought the 13th Amendment, within a short time, there was the Provincial High Court, and then there was the Commercial High Court. So it has been expanding. And now the Port City Commission is talking of establishing another Commercial High Court within the Port City, which will have exclusive jurisdiction over the matters that come there. So whatever work you have lost with the Dangerous Drugs Act, I think you can make up with this. So that will only be in Colombo, so all the other high courts get discriminated. But it will be a new phase of law. Actually, we are talking of many other areas. For instance, there will be some new laws coming in on the equality and empowerment of women. So there will be another group of lawyers who specialize in that, whether it should only be the female lawyers, but also the male lawyers is a matter for the Colombo High Court lawyers to think of. And a series of laws related to the environment and climate change, and the courts where the jurisdiction should be vested will most probably be the High Court. So as we go along, there will be new laws being made. And as the new laws are being made, High Court will have a new role to play.
Now, Lanka Satosa has reduced prices of 5 essential consumer items with the aim of providing relief to the general public during the festive season. Accordingly, the price of a kilo of bee onions has been reduced by 5 rupees to its new price of 185 rupees. The price of a kilo of dal has also been decreased by 7 rupees to 378 rupees. In the open market, the new price of a 425-gram tin of local sardines is 480 rupees. This is a reduction of 10 rupees. The 15 rupee reduction in the price of a kilo of chilies has been made, bringing the new price to 1,780 rupees. A 50 rupee reduction in the price of a kilo of sprats has also been reported. Accordingly, the new price is 1,100 rupees. The Lanka Satosa says the price reductions apply for these commodity items being sold in all island-wide branch networks.
And meanwhile, a communique issued by the President's Media Division says a ban imposed on inter-district transportation of beef and mutton has been withdrawn with effect from today. Due to the inclement weather condition prevailing in the northern and eastern areas of the island on the 8th and 9th of the month, goats and cattle in large numbers were reported to have been dead. Investigations have confirmed the fact that the reason for the deaths of the animals was the extreme cold climate and not due to an epidemic.
Now, the government has focused on bringing in foreign investors to Sri Lanka for climate change mitigation projects. The government's plan is to bring in foreign investors to achieve the 3 goals: achieving a 70% renewable energy target, achieving carbon neutrality by 2050, and exploring the international market for carbon emission permits.
The government has envisaged to achieve 3 key targets. One is to achieve 70% of renewable energy, 70% of energy demand from renewable energy sources by 2030, then carbon neutrality by 2050, and also we have signed international compact on no more new coal power plant.
I just want to impress this because I think our thinking is the most important. And the thinking in the past was, of course, if you want to develop, there is a price to pay, which is environment destruction and fossil fuels. But in the future, there is no such price to pay because we can depend on renewables for our development, and we have all the technologies to avoid environment destruction when we set up mines or plants or whatever we want to do. Coming to Sri Lanka, I think there is a huge opportunity here. There may be opportunities for carbon credits in renewables. There are for sure very clear opportunities when it comes to nature protection, say protection of mangroves, protection of forest, tree planting. All this can easily be turned into carbon credits. I offer to the President to bring in all the global organizations for renewable energies. There is a global wind council, It's a global hydropower council. It's a green hydrogen organization. The organizations for solar. All of them are ready to come to Sri Lanka. They can help you in two ways.
If we have the international conference on renewable energy, I believe that will open a lot of eyes and will open a lot of, it'll open the country for a lot of opportunities as well, and the people will benefit from it, I believe. So let's take it a step at a time. I'm sure, government is committed to reach the NDCs. The president is committed to reaching the NDCs. So let's find a greener path to reach our goals for development in this country.
Registrar of the Amarapura Maha Sangha Sabha Venerable Balapitiya Sri Sivali Thera says fullest approval of the Amarapura Mahanikaya on the registration of the Disclosures Act has been extended to the Commissioner General of Buddhist Affairs. The Venerable Thera told media after the election of office bearers of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Maha Sangha Sabha that it is necessary to draft legislation to create a disciplined bhikkhu. Mahanayaka of the Rasgala chapter of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Maha Sangha Sabha, Venerable Karagoda Oyangoda Maitri Murthy Thera said, has been appointed as the new head of the Amarapura Mahanikaya. And meanwhile, the President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the government is ready to empower industrialists as main partners in the process of earning foreign exchange to the country.
He also says that an environment in which small and medium-scale industrialists could become excellent entrepreneurs through utilization of latest technology will be created.
We've gone through the worst of what has happened this year. We have to pull through. And that is where we have to look at all of you. Because what is left, we have to preserve. We still have issues. We know there are businesses whose debts are really overwhelming. Even the banking system cannot take it. Some has to be phased off, some have to be rebuilt. We still haven't reached that painful part of the exercise. Nevertheless, the government's aim is to revive and to help as many businesses as possible. And many businesses as possible must survive. And our focus then goes on to the small and medium enterprises who find it difficult. But without the small and medium enterprises, no one can survive. All of you who are the big industrialists, you must need the distribution network. If you have no agents at that end, you can't market what you have made. So we are going through a whole series of exercises in correcting the economy, all because we did not act on time. We reduced the tax regime and we didn't go to the IMF. So there are no other ways. If there is some other alternative, I'd like to follow it, but there is no other way. Start making our enterprises competitive. We have no other way. We have to earn foreign exchange. We have to get foreign currency. Then whether you are doing a business, whether you are manufacturing, whether you are selling, whether you are offering a service, we have to earn the foreign exchange. And we hope after the next 2 years, we'll also have the funding, but there has to be trade adjustment programs. Let's go ahead. We'd like to help you. And we are having the Ministry of Technology. We'll now focus on having Industry 4 technology in. Let us think of the future, not of the present. How do you get the technologies? How does it suit each of you? And how many of you can innovate? That's where we have to be. And that's where I'd like to work with all the chambers. How do we have a safety net at the moment for those in trouble? And how do we look at we go to Industry 4 technology and solutions? So then we'll be ahead of all other countries in South Asia.
The President was expressing these opinions participating in the 2022 awards presentation of National Excellence held at the Galadari Hotel in Colombo yesterday. The event has been organized by the Ceylon Industrial Board for the 21st occasion with the objective of appreciating the services of best industrialists.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said at a public meeting in Madhavachia that the country is in need of a new education system. The opposition leader has presided over the event of donating a bus to the Maithripala Senanayaka Central College in Anuradhapura. This was the 46th bus presented under the Sakwala program. The value of the bus is reported to have 5 million rupees. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that Sri Lanka is having an outdated educational system. He added that many countries in the world are trying to reform their educational systems. He further said that many countries have achieved success in this regard, but Sri Lanka is still lagging behind.
Now, Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sriratnayaka says budget for the year 2023 has allocated a sum of 10 billion rupees for the conducting of elections. A meeting between chairman of the Delimitation Committee on Local Government Institutions and secretaries of political parties was conducted yesterday. Political party representatives have expressed their opinions to the media after the discussion held at the Delimitation Commissioner's office in Narahempita.
Executive Committee member of the National People's Power Nalinda Jayantissa said at a public meeting in Kalutara that Sri Lanka needs to have clear economic plan to build the country.
Executive Committee member of the National People's Power Nalinda Jayantissa said that his party would develop the economy according to a plan. Fraudulent persons would be caught and given punishments. The robbed properties would be taken back and wastage would be minimized. He further said that law would be implemented sternly and there would be one law at all places. Nalinda Jayantissa added that rights and privileges would be protected. Tourism industry would be developed by bringing more dollars into the country. The National People's Power Executive Committee member further said that they are building the people's movement to uplift the country. Now, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the benefits granted to the neighbouring countries by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi as head of G20 group have been a tremendous boost to them.
The Prime Minister has made these remarks on the occasion of planting saplings at the Sethawaka Botanical Gardens. Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka Gopal Bagle, on an invitation extended by Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, was engaged in a visit to Sethawaka Botanical Gardens today. Saplings were planted in commemoration of the 75th Independence Day of India.
Sri Lanka-India friendship is not just few years, but centuries and centuries. We are two nations there that have been together, exchanged all the richness of our nations. The great nation of India celebrates 75th year of independence. Prime Minister Modi being elevated as the chairman of the G20 gives more pride to all of us. As you mentioned, we are situated in one of the richest biodiversity areas in the wet zone. These on the borders of Colombo district, abutting the beginning of the Sabaragamuwa on the climb to Adams Peak. The visit also explains why it is important to protect and develop these botanical gardens, which is not only for one generation, but generations to come. Sethawaka being the most recent entry into the botanical garden circuit of Sri Lanka, today has reached to be the second highest visited botanical gardens in our country.
The promotion of green policies, green energy, the promotion of renewable energy are therefore some of those areas in which India is very happy to partner very closely with our friends and colleagues in Sri Lanka under the guidance of Sri Lanka's leadership. That this is just not a place of scientific quest where endemic species are being preserved, but it is open to the people to come here and be with nature. This is also a common heritage that we have in India and Sri Lanka, that not only we use our natural resources for the national development, but also inculcating in our people the motivation and the love to preserve our natural heritage and natural resources, even as we use them, even as we take their help in promoting the development and the prosperity of people. We learn a lot from Mother Nature when we are with the Mother Nature. So you have today given me the opportunity to be here. It's not only a great honor, but a great learning experience.
Now, another enchanting Christmas is nearing, and there is an inquiry in the society regarding the true meaning of Christmas amidst commercialism and colorfulness. Our attention is focused on the good message of Christmas.
On Christmas Day, we celebrate the birth of Christ, the Son of God. The Son of God brought the message of peace and love to the world. And by his deeds and words, he proclaimed this message, and then he wanted his disciples and followers to take this message right throughout the world. So it is the duty of every Christian to practice and preach this love. We have a good opportunity this time during the Christmas to practice this message of love by helping the needy. There are people who cannot afford for food. There are people who cannot afford for medicine. There are children who cannot buy books and various other things for their schooling. So therefore, as the Bishops' Conference invited you to meet Jesus in manger, I would like to invite you by helping these people to meet Jesus in manger. May Jesus bless you all, and I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
A Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair, jointly organized by Presidential Secretariat and the Ministry of Tourism, currently is underway at the Golfers Green Entertainment Zone.
The fair, which comprised of many entertainment activities including canine shows and food stalls, will remain open for the public until the December 23rd. We have an update of the fair premises by National Television's Lakshita Edirasinghe.
Christmas is just around the corner. Just like the entirety of the world is preparing to embrace Christmas, Sri Lanka is already celebrating Christmas. The celebrations have already begun. Right now, I'm at the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair premises, jointly organized by the Ministry of Tourism and the Presidential Secretariat. Today is the 5th day of the entertainment fair. The entertainment fair is open to the public every single day from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. and features several entertainment items including food stalls, textile stalls, as well as trade stalls. I am Lakshita Edirasinghe for Rupavahini News.
Moving on to more stories, the people of Sri Lanka are also waiting to welcome another enduring Christmas.
Many houses, buildings, gardens have already been decorated. The Christmas tree has a unique place in Christmas decorations. The beautiful Christmas tree that comes to a house is actually a cypress tree. This is our inquiry on how this tree has dominated the market. The cypress tree is being grown under cold climatic conditions in Nuwara and Bandarawala areas. These trees are being cut and transported in lorries to the cities in the first half of December. These trees will be sold in Colombo and suburbs from the 15th to the 24th of this month. When it comes to purchasing the cypress tree, there are no differences based on race and religion.
And the life of a sea-bathing foreign tourist engulfed in waves was rescued by residents in Patabandhimulla, Ambalangoda. The youth, who was named as Arten, was a resident of St. Petersburg City, Russia. He has profoundly thanked his rescuers headed by Prasad of Patabandhimulla, Ambalangoda. The lifesavers have pointed out that there is ample protection for tourists and they should not have any fears of visiting Sri Lanka. The Russian national had spent around 2 weeks in a tourist resort in Ambalangoda. It was a fisherman who had first spotted Arten getting caught in water current and flown away into the sea.
Sri Lanka friends and every people, even people we don't know, they came to help us. And Sunny, the guy from the restaurant, they both jumped in the water and swam to me. They had bodyboards and very fast swim to me and helped me to get out. And then I think these guys are heroes and they saved my life. I'm very happy that such good people live here and they are ready to risk their own lives.
Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena has presided over the ceremony for the presentation of scholarships to media personnel under the SCDC Media Scholarship Program at the Ministry of Mass Media today. 49 scholarships have been presented to media personnel on this occasion. The Ministry of Mass Media is implementing the SCDC Mass Media Scholarship Program with the objective of equipping all media personnel with knowledge, skills and attitudes. Scholarships funds are being provided subject to 200,000 rupees on degree and postgraduate degree courses. Funds are also being extended subjected to a maximum of 100,000 rupees for short or long-term certificate courses, diploma and higher diploma courses. 984 media personnel were reported to have received benefits under the program since the year 2006. Director General of Government Information Dinit Chinthika Karunaratna and a group of media personnel have attended the event. Stay tuned for international news after this break. Welcome back with international news, and we are moving to the update of the earthquake from United States of America. A powerful magnitude 6.4 earthquake jolted the extreme northern coast of California before the dawn today, the Tuesday, trampling homes and roads, rupturing utility lines and leaving thousands of residents without running water and electricity. At least a dozen of people were injured and 2 others died from the medical emergencies that occurred during or just after the quake, according to the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office. The tremor was followed by about 40-80 aftershocks, was centered 214 miles after of the San Francisco offshore of Humboldt City, a large rural area known for its redwood forest, local seafood, lumber, industry and dairy farmers. California's governing Gravy Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency on Tuesday for Humboldt's country to support the emergency response to the earthquake. Newsom has directed state agencies and departments to take appropriate action as necessary to provide support to local communities. According to a statement, the region also known for reliability, frequent seismic activities, although latest earthquake appeared to cause more disruption than others in recent years. Yesterday, tremor set off one structure fire by severing the gas line of the hot water heater and caused at least 2 other buildings to collapse, authorities said.
Prima, cut to me, Fantamai.
Now the Morocco team, who clinched the 4th place
Ratnavali Girls School in Gampaha has been successful in winning the Inter-School Women's Cricket Championship Group E for the second occasion. The team has beaten Devapatiraja College in Rathgama in the finals played at the Ananda College grounds. The Ratnavali Girls School had scored 155 runs, but the Devapatiraja College was able to score only 128 runs in reply. The National Junior Water Polo Tournament organised by the Sri Lanka Aquatic Sports Association was held at the Sugathadasa Stadium pool under 4 age categories recently. Royal College Colombo has won the men's championship trophy, defeating the Nalanda College Colombo. Vishaka Vidyalaya Colombo has become the female champions, beating the Starfish team. The best water polo player was Rasindu Pereira of Nalanda College and the best female player was Arani Derabavala of Vishaka Vidyalaya.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at 8:50 p.m. for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Delanjali together with Charita signing off. Good night.
Have a pleasant night.